lot of people out there thinking that we literally train 4 years for just one meet. Like that's not what a track and field athlete is. And it's sad, but like a lot of people don't know how the sport works.
We have a very special guest joining us today. She's an Olympic gold and bronze medalist. She is the fastest woman in the world right now. Welcome, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, to the Fumble. Thank you so much for coming on with us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, dressed in all black like the Omen. What's good, man? How your spirit doing today?
It's doing good. It's doing good. It was a chill day at work, so I'm happy, chilling.
Okay. What does work consist of? Let me know.
Practice. Yeah. Literally.
Practice. Gotcha.
Be going to the track every single day. I was
about to say you can't have no office job being that damn fast.
Oh no, absolutely not.
What?
Respect. Yo, so this is funny because I've been watching Sprint on Netflix. Mm-hmm. My girl is behind, so she's just now catching up to season 2. Mm-hmm. So I literally was just watching you last night. And so this is super funny that we're getting to have this conversation. Now, the one thing that was not in the episodes that I've been watching was the fact that you just exchanged vows and you are now a married woman. And so I need to know, do you have the fastest wedding party in the history of weddings? Because you had some speed demons in the wedding party.
So most of our friends who were in the wedding, only 2 of them are 4 of them are doing sports. So one of my bridesmaids, TT Terry, who's also my training partner and my big sister, she was in the wedding. And then my husband, Roland, he had one of his best men is Isaiah Likely, who plays tight end for the Ravens. And then also CJ Brewer, he's a D tackle for Tampa. And then Teron Jackson right now is with the 49ers right now. So got a little bit of all-star, action going
this
on.
Is great. That's a wild wedding party, yo.
Yeah. But then all my training partners was there too. So the speed was definitely in the building.
For sure.
And we kind of talked about it a little bit before we started filming, Melissa, but I just got married too. And I really am curious on how you've been able to balance like training, competing, and being married.
Yeah, I feel like I think the beauty in it for me was, my partner knowing who I am and what the job is. And so and also because he used to be an athlete as well, he used to play football. And so he gets it. Like he understands me. He understands like sometimes there's sacrifices that have to be made. Sometimes there's, days where maybe we do want to go out and have dinner, but I don't really have the energy to do so. So it's like, okay, well, let's order in and watch a movie or something like that. Just having somebody who understands it. I feel like is the biggest plus. And then not only that, because I'm a brag, but when he was in school playing football, like he also got his bachelor's degree in exercise sports science, a master's in education. And then he just now recently got his certification in licensed massage therapy. So he's actually a part of the team now. So,
my gosh.
There we
go. But wait, and we're going to pivot away from this. Let's say some of your competitors or even your teammates want his hands to assist them in their recovery. Are we okay with him expanding his business?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The name of the game is it's literally, especially with track and field, it's about building up your team and everybody on your team understanding what the job is. And it really warms my heart actually sometimes when some of my training partners want to use Roland because he's just like so knowledgeable and so he's very good at what he does. Even though he's just starting out, he's a quick learner. He's somebody who's like, okay, no, this is what I want to do. Then I want to be the best at it. So, I feel like anybody who has him on his team is like very lucky, AKA me.
Okay.
Yes, I love the husband shout out. But our episode, though, is about you, girl. It's about you.
You're right.
And as I mentioned in the intro, you are the fastest woman right now. This is your season. How does it feel to be here right now?
It feels amazing. Just coming off of the bronze and gold medal at the Paris Games last year, I was really happy and content with how my season was, being that I started out the year with injury. And so for me to miss 2.5 months of training and still figure out a way to make a team and not only win a gold medal in a relay, but then an individual medal. Like, I look at my bronze medal in the 100 as a gold medal in my eyes because of all the things that I had to overcome to get there. And just, after realizing and sitting in that and being content with how the season went, it's like, okay, Melissa, let's approach this year and, you first and foremost staying healthy. Let's see what a healthy Melissa looks like. Let's see what she can do. And literally, like, that's what I've been doing. Just, taking advantage of the fact that I am healthy, that I can do all the things that I need to do in order to get me to the place that I want to go.
One of the conversations around track athletes is how they make money year round, right? So for those, and we've had conversations about people this year who didn't even have a sponsor in order to be a part of certain races, right? And actually out here doing crowdfunding to generate income. Right. There was a league that you signed up for that was backed by Michael Johnson, Grand Slam track meet. There's been a lot of conversation about the business of Grand Slam track meet. What are your thoughts on what's going on? And do you think that the business has the opportunity to recover from some of the negative remarks that have been floating around?
Yeah, I definitely feel like Grand Slam track is going to be okay. It's going to be something that still is around. It's not going to be just one of those things where people be like, man, that was something really good. Like, it could have been that much greater had they, kept it up. Like, I truly do believe that it's going to be something that's going to continue on. And as long as it's there, like, I 100% want to be a part of it because it's something new. It brought excitement to our sport. It brought people, that may just watch track every 4 years, them getting a chance to see some of their favorite people compete on a regular basis versus just, a lot of people out there thinking that we literally train 4 years for just one meet. Like, that's not what a track and field athlete is. And it's sad, but like, a lot of people don't know how the sport works. And I feel like what Grand Slam track is doing is, they're trying to give us an outlet as far as to say, hey, all my fans out there, like, I have a meet coming up this month, and then in a couple more weeks I'll be running here, giving them a secure or like just a foundation to follow in a sense, and it not being so all over the place, or like, oh, is she going to be at this meet, or oh, is she going to be at that meet, and trying to figure out, how that all ties into what it means to be a professional track athlete or an Olympian per se. And so I feel like, honestly, for me, it's hard to watch when it comes to just like the comments and stuff on the business side of things, because, you have the conversation, you put it out there. And so, obviously with businesses, sometimes if things don't work out, you put yourself in a spot to where, you have to sit there and take it. Which I hate, because I know that Michael Johnson, he would have never signed up to do anything that would be as detrimental to us or leave the sport in a worse spot than it already was, so I just really hope that, people see and give him grace, and not only him, but like his team as well, because they're very intelligent people. They know what they're doing. It's just a matter of, people getting behind it and realizing like what this really can truly be, so to hear like, oh, people are talking about how we didn't get paid yet and things like that. Well, there's been meets in the past, like we'll go to world championships or even the Olympics, and we won't get payments until 6 to 10 months later. But that's things that people won't, like, people don't know. They don't want to talk about it. They just want to, talk about what the new thing and what they said they were going to do, and now it's not happening. So,
yeah, these companies be wilding with like the net 120 payments and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, I know Samaria, I don't know if you can relate to this, but sometimes when you got to track down somebody for your own money and you feel crazy because you got to ask somebody for what is rightfully yours, that is infuriating, yo. Like, it's something that I wish on nobody, especially when you got real life expenses to cover. So, but y'all get paid for the Olympics? I didn't know that.
Basically, like this year, I think they just started to now incorporate, like, say for instance, if you win, then they can compensate you. But then also, like, when it comes for us in the Olympics and track athletes, like, we're getting paid for medaling and stuff through our shoe companies or who we're signed to.
But then you got to pay taxes on your medals, right? Sorry,
it's true. So it's real funny. So we don't have like how the NFL or the NBA, like, you have a team, they take your taxes out your check before your check gets to you. No, we get the whole thing, and it's up to us to pay. So yeah, I'm a real responsible person, by the way. That's why it's so important to have a team. You have
Yes.
everybody to make sure that, you're covered on all fronts.
Okay, Melissa, I want you to take us down on the track and kind of like give us like an insight of what it's like to compete in what I think is the most intense race, like the 100-meter. Like, I don't think it gets any more intense than that. What is it like? How do you even prepare to race? And it's so short too.
Yeah.
Like the race itself.
Yeah. So really, I think this year for me, because I'm really just now starting to figure this out. This is my third year being professional, and so with each year, I'm like, learning new bits and pieces. And I think the biggest thing that's helped me this year is just trying to be in the moment of what it is I'm doing at that time. My race a couple weeks ago at Prefontaine. Got up that morning, I got breakfast, went through my routine of doing my little shakeout, making sure like my body wasn't too stiff and things like that. And then literally just embracing the moment that I'm in. So whether that be me going through my shakeout and just like, focusing on that moment at hand, not really trying to focus on the race that I'm getting ready for, just getting ready or just focusing in on my shakeout. And then once it's that, is focus on getting ready. How do you look, wear your clothes, putting it on, how I put it on, all that stuff. Then when I get to the track, it's okay, I know I have to get on the table. Let's focus on getting on the table. Let's focus on making sure that my muscles are firing the way that it needs to. And then when we get to the warm up, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's ready. Like it's time to go. And then literally just taking every piece of that warm up and embracing every moment of that, whatever I'm feeling, whether it's happy, whether it's a little bit of nerves or, anything like that. I'm just making sure that I'm basking in that moment. And then by the time I get to the line, I'm just like, here we go. And then it's like, okay, because at that point you did everything you were supposed to do leading up to that point.
Yeah.
You seem to have a different mental approach than some of the other elite sprinters that exist on Earth right now. Like you have your brash and bold sprinters, whether that's a Noah Lyles or a Sha'Carri. How different would you actually? Better question. How would you compare the athlete that has the need to pump themselves up and kind of peacock versus the more calm, subdued athlete? Do you think there's an advantage one way or the other?
Yes and no, but I think it plays to who the person is and how, like, what they need in order to get ready to go. Like, say for instance, somebody like Noah, he feeds off the crowd, like, like he's like pumping up, like, come on, like I need to hear you. Like he needs that in order to feed into, who he is on the track, his persona on the track, and, what he's able to go out there and accomplish. Whereas someone like me, I'm very much so like, as long as I got my music in, I'm chilling, I'm vibing. Like, I'm silent killer per se is what I like to call myself. But it's
yeah, like it's in you. It's in you too. It shows up different.
Yes. So it's like, whereas, he's like, I'm gonna exert all this energy now because I got more. I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to show no hand. Like, you just gonna have to see it once the gun goes off.
Is he much different away from meets?
So I don't be around Noah a lot. But from what I have seen, like, say for instance, if we're at relay camp or anything like that, like, how Noah is, you've seen him run and stuff like that. I don't really think that he's like that, like off the track. Like, I've had a couple conversations with him. He's very, like, approachable person. Like, you can talk to him, have a reasonable, sensible conversation type of guy. So, and then it just depends, because some athletes, they need to be one way on the track or in their area of sport for them to do the things that they need to do. Whereas you have some people who are like, well, and even then, I'm not really the same person I am on the track that I am off the track. Like, on the track, I'm very like quiet, bullet focused. Like, I don't have time for distraction, or I don't have room to let distraction in. Whereas, off the track, I'm like, I can't even multitask. My brain be all over the place. It's just, so it just depends.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Speaking of Noah, I know that Tyreek Hill recently came out and said that he could beat him in a race. They were actually scheduled to race that got canceled. What do you make of it when people outside of the sport say that they can come in and do what you all do?
I honestly don't like it. It makes me so upset, but it's so frustrating because, like we don't have a backbone to stand on in a sense, because somebody like Tyreek Hill, like he's saying he wants to race no allows and be the fastest man in the world or whatever the case may be, but like he still has $1 million job. Whereas there's not a lot of people in our sport who have $1 million jobs. Everybody is trying to get it how they get it. But I just feel like sometimes it's hard to watch, just because, I feel like football fast and track fast are two different fasts. Like Tyreek Hill, quickest, he's the cheetah for a reason. Okay. Like kudos to you. But I just don't like it because it's like, you don't see any of the track guys going on the football field saying, oh, I could do what you do. Where it's like the football guys come over to the track and like, I could do what you do. Like, I don't know. I just don't like it. It's like, you don't really understand what all we go through to get to run these times. Like it's crazy in the grand scheme of things. You do all this training for all these months just for like 9 to 10 seconds. But it's really like, no, like you couldn't do what I do. Like it's crazy.
But it does create a bit of an opportunity, right? We all know that
Yes.
there's kind of like a restructuring of where fans go to watch certain content. So now y'all do have the opportunity to monetize your own individual races. Like I saw Noah race I Show Speed, right? Who was a lot faster than I thought he was going to be, if I can keep it a buck. He showed up. But if you're able to live stream those events and you kind of take that Jake Paul, do it yourself kind of formula, I think there's an opportunity for you guys to make some real money by embarrassing those who feel like they can step in your lane and compete. So
I would agree with that too. And at that point, that would probably be the only thing that makes me like, okay, because my husband, he's in here all the time. We see craziness like that, and obviously, he spent a lot of time in the football world, and I just be like, Roland, like they really don't understand. Like I just don't think, like up until Tyreek ran 10-10 the other weekend, I said the only football player that I respect for saying that he could do what track athletes do is DK Metcalf. But that's only because he actually went to a track meet, like he came to where we compete at and things like that, and he actually stepped on the line and raced against all the guys. That like kudos to him, because he got to see for himself. Not that he, was going in thinking like he was, he said he was doing it for training purposes and things like that. But it was just for him to have that wow factor of like, no, wow, like these guys are really fast. Like I know I'm fast, but like these guys are really fast. So, but yeah, I mean, Tyreek ran 10-10 now, so you really can't talk. Like he's fast.
Fast, for sure. I wish he could run away from trouble.
He says that he's working on his faith. He says he listens to his gospel music. He's been working on himself, allegedly.
God bless.
But Melissa, I want to go to Paris because you were a part of this 4x100 team that was like, come on, like y'all did that. Like, I want to know, what was your reaction when you found out that you were going to compete at the Olympics with that particular group of women? And then what was it like for you all to smoke them like y'all did? Like,
yeah, so me, TT, and Sha'Carri, we all trained together. And so when we all made the 100-meter team, it was like, oh my gosh, like, wow, like one of those things you talk, like you dream of happening, and it actually happened. Like, I think we low-key kind of made some history, because I don't think any coach has ever had like a 100-meter training group like sweep the 100 at a US trials, and especially in an Olympic year. Or if they had, it had been like a long time since it happened. And so going into Paris, it's like, okay, well, we all three trained together. So then it's like, okay, well, who are we going to run with? And then obviously, we ran with Gabby Thomas, which was good because, she has relay experience. She was on the team the year before. Like I was first leg. So my job is to eat up the curve, catch the person in front of me, and then make sure I get that the stick into TT's hand. We have this thing where normally when we're running, and say for instance, I'm running into TT, she has a tape mark that she goes off of that lets her know when it's time for her to take off. And once I hit her mark for her to start running, normally somebody would be like stick, and then they'll throw their hand back. Like me and TT, I don't have to say stick. She just throws her hand back and I get it into her hand. But it's things like that make all the difference, And then just us relying on each other's strength to be able to propel us through, I feel like is why we did what we did.
It was amazing.
I don't think like the 4x1 is when I'm screaming at the TV the loudest. Like that's when I'm all the way locked in. Because historically, the Americans have had some issues in the relay. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's been a thing both on the men's and women's side. So as a black man in this country, it's hard sometimes to find moments to be proud and be excited about the country. But the 4x1 is like, nigga, we American. I don't care what nobody said. Like it's us versus the world. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So the physical part of being a sprinter, a high caliber sprinter, we know is very demanding. It's grueling. It's important to have just a different kind of quick twitch fiber in your muscles, right, in order to be elite. But the mental aspect of running that race is something that I think a lot of people may overlook. Can you tell me one piece of advice that you were given in order to help you hone in preparation for running that race that you apply across all facets of life that matter to you?
Discipline. Being disciplined in who you are, in your strengths, and even in, crazy enough, like being disciplined in your weaknesses as well. They're your weaknesses for a reason. And so let me not say being disciplined in your weakness, but just identifying what your weakness is and being disciplined and trying to strengthen that, if that makes sense. And so I would say, once again, like probably this year that's been the biggest thing for me, is just being disciplined, even on the days where you feel like you can't be disciplined for yourself. Surround yourself with people who are going to hold you to that standard. And that's the biggest thing. Like sometimes it gets really hard, especially for me, when it comes to just wanting to accomplish these things, but knowing that it's not going to be handed to you. And sometimes I've been in situations before where you feel like you're doing everything right and you still come up short. And that's hard to navigate as well. But I feel like the thing that has set me apart, or that has made me grow the way that I'm growing, is me surrounding myself with the people who I know are going to be there for me, no matter the good, the bad, the ugly. I call them my village. My village is literally what keeps me going. It's what keeps me grounded. And if it isn't for them, like, I don't know. I would not know. Literally.
Yo, you said something that just made me want to ask this. What's your relationship like with accountability?
Me and accountability, we have made quite some progress in the past couple of years. I'm really accountable on the track. It'd be off the track where I'd be like, I don't know about that. Am I making sense? Y'all not really buying it.
No, you making a lot of sense. No.
Rodney's trying to be funny. Melissa, Rodney's trying to be funny because he claims that women do not hold themselves accountable.
Wait, it was a trap.
No.
Yes. I was looking like that because I'm like, where are you trying to go? Where are you going?
You're not gonna paint me with that brush. Hell no. We have had.
I wasn't accountable.
Yeah, so you ain't every woman. You are not Whitney Houston, okay? I was having a conversation
I represent
with you.
My species. You called us a species, and you said
I represent Samaria, you're not gonna do that.
Joe,
no.
roll the tape.
No. So sometimes, and even my partner, it's a hard thing for her. I feel at times to allow me to hold her to the standard of what she's communicated that she wants. Right? So they're like, the people who love you most will hold you accountable. And so when you tell me you have a goal in mind, and then I start communicating with you about making sure that you're in alignment with the thing that you say you want, I don't really want to hear you crying and complaining about it. And so I just wanted to know what a professional, all-time great gold medalist relationship was like with accountability, and if it differentiated from those who are still aiming to be the gold medal winner in whatever field of life that they're in. I was trying to inspire and give hope to those out there. That's all.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just a girl. But
girl, you're a superhuman. Get out of here.
But no, honestly, like really my accountability, like the thing. So when I would go to practice, I'd always do what I'm supposed to do on the track, in the weight room. Like that was never a question for me. It was when it came down to doing things off the track that I needed to make sure, or doing things off the track that would help me perform the way I need to on the track. So for one, my diet. My diet was probably the biggest thing. Okay. For up until about maybe 6 months ago, I was still, like, oh, I got room for fast food. Like, I'm eating Culver's. Like, life is great.
You like Culver's?
I love Culver's.
Okay, I need to try it.
This is some country. I ain't never heard of Culver's. I live in LA.
No.
I don't know what y'all talking about. We go to Erewhon.
Which is crazy because I didn't. So in South Carolina, they don't have Culver's. I found Culver's when I met Roland, and he's from Atlanta. So that was my first time having Culver's.
Hold on. He from Atlanta? I knew I liked him. I'm from Atlanta too.
Well, he's from outside. I always say Atlanta, but he's outside Atlanta. He's Kennesaw.
Oh, okay, he up there. He up north.
Look, that's why when you said, "Oh, he's from Atlanta," I know I like that. I'm like, well, let me clarify. He is not from Atlanta. He is from Kennesaw.
Because they get real serious.
Okay, that is not Atlanta. Okay, I'm sorry. He's from Kennesaw. But yeah, that's how I discovered Culver's. But yeah, just things like that, and also like how much times I get worked on a week, like making sure that I'm getting, or that my body is getting the necessary care that it needs. And me holding myself accountable in that aspect of things.
Well, you have the track and field championships coming up on July 31st. What's today? Oh, girl, you got 10 days. How we feeling? What's happening? What's them? You ready? How we looking? Give me your best Noah Lyles talk your moment right now. Let them know what they in for on July 31st.
Look, I don't even think I have that in me. I'm just excited. Make sure y'all watching. That's what I'm gonna say. Make sure you watching the trials.
So really, I'm gonna translate for those out there. She's saying, listen up. It's showtime over here at the MJW camp. And if y'all not locked in, tuned in, y'all about to miss a show y'all talk about. Okay? Make sure y'all in front of your television. Because it's about to go down with Dustin, everybody. It don't matter who on the track with me. I'm going number one. Me, I win the gold medal, yeah?
Jamaican.
That was not expected that one.
We will be watching, Melissa. And of course, we're rooting for you. We know that you're going to do wonderful because you're unstoppable right now. Literally.
Thank you.
Man.
It's really crazy to watch. I'm not going to lie.
You make us proud to be American. And in these times, that's a hard thing to do. So we appreciate you, my sister.
Thank you.